going on, everybody? Gonna make another video again on the Slash here. I don't know if you've been watching my videos, you know I've been racing my Slash, and one of the problems I've been having is with the slipper clutch pin here. This little pin for the gear keeps shearing off. It's just not holding up. I ordered a new transmission, but it has not arrived yet. So I wanted to race yesterday at the track. So what I did was take a drill bit and I drilled the bit into here, and I used that as the pin. It's already assembled all back in my car. I'll put a link in the description to my other video where I have the transmission all apart in case you need to see. But all you got to do is pull this pin out and drill in with the bit until it's coming out just a little bit on the other side, and then take your drill off. Then you can get your gear. You can get a closer look at the length that you're going to need it, and then you can just Dremel it off or whatever you need to do to cut the drill bit. I used a Dremel with a thin cut blade and sliced right through it like butter. So it was super simple, and I put it in there, and I've been having some good luck. I went to the track yesterday with the ESC duct taped on, and it held up good. The truck actually made it through 3 heat races plus a main. I've been having a lot of problems with the truck holding up. I've been getting a little frustrated, but everything seemed to be dialed in pretty good. I made a few changes. I'm going to show those. I took the servo out of my TRX4 that I had upgraded, this Savox here. It's a 1210 SG. I'm going to throw that in here because anything I can do to make some improvements right now in this setup. We have a lot of snow. I will not be taking my TRX4 out anytime soon, and it needs a lot of work. That poor thing has just kind of been sitting up on the shelf, getting no love. I do love scale crawlers, and I do love the scale scene, and I will get back into that. I miss it, but right now I've been focused on this Slash, and I know it's not like an ultimate racing thing. Like I wish I had a buggy, but I can't afford to do that right now. I'm trying to buy a basher. That's next on my list, but this thing is just keeping me at the track and having fun. So it's all good. It doesn't matter. I got it set up pretty good now. I ran it on 3S at the track yesterday, and what I did was put the bigger spur gear on and pinion. Show you the gear here. I don't know if I had the gear mesh set right. I don't think I had it too tight, so I'm not quite sure how it broke all the teeth off, but just in this one little section I heard it, and then I stopped, so I wasn't really going to go anywhere. But I'm back on stock gearing now, but on 3S with the big gearing, it had a lot of power and speed. With the 3S, the bigger gearing, I think, helped. What I noticed was the motor was so hot when I was done running, so it's kind of good that it stripped out the gear, because I would have kept going as long as it stayed running. Like, the motor was so hot, I couldn't even, touch it. I had to put my shirt over my hands so I could get the motor out to swap the gears. I don't know if it would get that hot with the stock gearing on 3S, but with this ESC, I've been putting it in race mode, and with the 2S LiPo in race mode on the TRX4 ESC in my Slash here, I have just enough power to clear one of the jumps that I was having a lot of issues with. The other ones I do have to single. I'm going to throw up some footage in the video here of the race, and we'll see what it looks like. You'll be able to see the track a little bit. I'm going to upgrade to a Castle brushless system real soon, like maybe within a week. So I won't have to keep running this setup like this, because I got this thing duct taped on. I used some hot glue, but that did not work. It's a little cold, and then at the collision, the glue just gave way or whatever. So I resorted back to the black Gorilla tape. It doesn't look good, but it's been staying running, and I had a lot of luck yesterday. Again, I was racing buggies, so I'm always kind of in the back, but it's fun just to get around the track and practice. When we marshal and I watch the other guys, they're so fast, and try to learn and see the lines they take, but these tires just aren't hooking up. These are next to go this week. I got to do something about them. On 3S they were just not hooking up. At least on 2S I can control it, but I've been learning how to drive with the electric power a little bit. It's just a little different feel to me. So the main thing in this video is just I want to explain this pin here, because if you're having issues, if you have a drill, all you need is a 1/16 drill bit. If you don't have a drill, you don't have a way to get a drill bit in there, you could try to hammer it in. That might work. I just drilled mine in. I did see someone in video, I believe, hammering it in. Otherwise, if you were to buy a drill, I mean, you can go pretty cheap. You might as well just upgrade to a new Proline transmission, or there's another setup. You can use some associated slipper clutch parts, and you can use the RPM Racing outer housing. I've seen that setup, and I've been told that the guy who had it was working really good. He hasn't had any problems. But I think he's using a steel spur gear, so that's something I'm going to have to do, especially when I go to brushless. I'm going to have some more figuring out to do. So I'm going to pull the camera in, and I'm just going to explain and show some of the setup on the Slash. Nothing crazy, but I just figured I'd show you guys what I finally got running here. So I'm going to install the servo, and then I will show you guys what I got going on for the truck. Just look at this speed here of the servo. Okay, so I just want to show the final setup here after I explained everything. So I'm running my TRX4 ESC here. I went and I hot glued it back on so I don't have to have so much tape. So I'm running that on my 2S Traxxas battery here. The 3S is just, I think, too much for my motor. It's just running too hot. But it could have been the gearing as well. Now I got that Savox servo in there. I got to ditch this servo saver. I just need to get a short servo horn. I got to look into that. I'm sure I can pick something up really cheap. For the front suspension, I just have one little preload clip in there, and then you can see here how much preload I have on the rear. It does help stiffen it up a little bit. I was running very little preload. Then I decided to try it this way, and it seems to be a little bit better with that much preload. 1 degree of camber on the rear wheels. Obviously you can't adjust the toe, so that's how it is factory. On the front I'm running 2 degrees camber, and I've been trying to dial in the toe a little bit, but you can see this one is really towed out. I have to go back. Those kind of fall out of adjustment after racing. I was trying to mess around with it, but if I can get the toe set, I have the gauge. It's really hard to use on this truck. I haven't really been able to figure it out, so I've been trying to eyeball it. So I'm going to have to come up with something, but I'm just trying to keep a little toe out for better handling in the corners on the track. So that is what I got going on so far for my Slash. I put that pin in there, so hopefully she holds up, but as it sits right now, it's been running good. I got a little bit more power with this ESC on here over the stock one. I got enough speed to clear a jump that I have problems with on the track. So that's good. I still can't get the other ones without more power, but it is what it is for now. But like I said, I'm going to upgrade to that brushless system really soon here. So I just figured I'd take a minute and show you how the truck is sitting. And so I'll throw up the races and stuff now here so you can kind of see what I got going on.
Let's line it up. Ryan on the 1, Brandon 2, Will 3, Drake 4, Travis 5.
You say 1 or 2?
Travis?
I'm on the 1.
Then I'm 2. Could I remember? Brandon.
Oh, I'm right.
I'm gonna have to start it in 30
It's me,
seconds.
Ryan. Ah, shit. I got no reverse. Get right in there.
Alright. I normally don't do buggies when they look bad, but see what I can do.
I'm glad my truck's staying in one piece for a whole race, so I'm good.
What is that?
Just a slash. I keep breaking everything. I keep trying to keep it running, so as long as it makes the race, I'll be happy.
I gotta check my bit. Like, pretty bulletproof, but when I break it, it breaks bad. See, my son knows that it breaks pretty easily.
Travis McGar.
All right.
I like that normal slope. That normal is getting used to my.
Drivers with the marshals ready on the tone. Whoa. Right now, Drake in the lead, Travis in the 2. Brandon 3, Will 4, Ryan 5. Oh, Travis making a mistake, caution quad. Drake making a mistake. Drake still in the 1 with 1 down, 4 to go. Brandon in that 3 spot. Ryan now in the 4. Will in the 5.